54,000 acres were burned in the Lolo Peak Fire last year. As the fire neared homes in the Lolo area, one homeowner sacrificed his own land to protect the valley. During the fire, the Purcells were awarded the Montana Neighbor Award for providing public access to their land for recreation. MTN's Donal Lakatua was on the Purcell Ranch as volunteers helped restore the grounds to their former beauty. Donal joins us now live in the studio. Donal.
Thanks, Kent. Over the last 2 days, I spent hours and a tasty lunch with volunteers helping to restore the once popular wildlands of the Purcell Ranch near Lolo.
And so now, look at this. This is looking good. These volunteers are doing more work in a morning than it'd take me a month. And this broadcast is not about me. This broadcast is about these awesome people that are here.
Well over 50 volunteers were slashing and burning up into the Bitterroot Selway Wilderness on the Purcell Ranch, a 170-acre public access recreation and hunting ground. During the 2017 wildfire season, Purcell Ranch saw weeks of extended battle with the flames, as Joe and Betsy Purcell, who own and maintain the land, allowed the Forest Service to conduct a backburn. Ultimately, this selfless decision saved the neighborhood.
The Purcells saved all these other homes, at least 34, maybe up to 40 other homes here from being caught up in that fire. So they sacrificed their property in order to save the neighborhood.
For decades, the private ranch has been public access, and now, after years of service to the community, the Montana Wildlife Federation and Hellgate Hunters and Anglers organized a volunteer service weekend over Memorial Weekend to help heal the burned hillsides. Because the Purcell Ranch is a private acreage, as soon as the flames died out, the Forest Service couldn't help restore the land, which means the Purcells had to go at it alone.
Okay, this is my son Brandon, and Brandon has worked on the NR Natural Resource Conservation projects here for years. So we felt really comfortable that we could be the protector. And our forest really held up, even though they look pretty rough around the edges right now. As Brandon and I have bonded together, we will put the ranch back together with the help of all these wonderful people here today.
After working alone through winter, the Purcells found respite in helping hands from across the world. When Joe gave me a tour of his ranch, he pointed out these little orange markers. They're going to be the site of wildflowers that have been donated from people across the globe.
But we received them as far as Sweden, Alaska, Mexico. People from all over sent wildflowers here to say that they care about what happened to us.
But it wasn't just flowers that showed up. Volunteers came from all over as well, from Indiana to Washington.
They could be lots of places on Memorial Day weekend, but they chose to come here and help a family who truly deserves that opportunity for us to help.
I saw Joe's post on Facebook, really felt the need that I had to be here and help.
The efficiency and determination of the volunteer force helped clear acres of snag trees and brush so that the land can be enjoyed by recreationalists and hunters once again. Every time Joe mentioned the Corps of Volunteers, he would say, "This is real America." The kindness and hospitality that I was shown by everyone I talked to proved the power of being a good neighbor. I'm Donal Lakatua for MTN News.